Hey everyone, Crystal Grace here. Welcome to this pickacard reading, which is all about how you're currently being viewed. So we have three piles to choose from. We've got Stardust for pile 1, Revive for pile 2, and Liquid Moonlight for pile 3. Take a moment to connect with the cards representing each pile. If a reading begins to trigger you in any way, please opt off of the reading and trust that I do not sit here and conjure negative energies or messages to ruin your day, evening, or night. So with that said, let's get into it. Let's find out how you are currently being viewed. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. So let's jump straight into it. We're not taking reversals because we are using a different kind of deck. So we have the Justice with the High Priestess. How is pile 1 currently being viewed? We have the Lovers with Judgment. What is that? Lots of all major arcana, which is crazy. And I just saw the Sun. Where was that? No, I'm not going to find that. So 6 of Cups with the what do you call it? It's interesting. 6 of Cups with the 6 of Pentacles vibe, but the cup in the cloud. Throws me off a little bit. A couple of sign placements here. Obviously strong Libra, Gemini energy. We've also got strong Scorpio, Taurus. I'm just trying to think. Who is this complemented with? Justice. Must be Justice and Strength, I would say. So we've got Justice, High Priestess, the Lovers, and Judgment. Strength and Justice. The Magician. They've all got an element. It's like the Magician. It kind of gives me 10 of Cups vibes and the Sun. And then we've got the Queen of Cups, which looks confidently like the Queen of Cups. Okay. Where do we start? Ace of Pentacles with the 6 of Cups. You know what? I kind of feel like how you're being viewed at this time. Like, I don't know if it's like there seems to be like this romantic energy around this. So I don't know if you are putting yourself out there romantically, pile 1, or people are sort of reviewing or reevaluating or analyzing your love life here. But for some of you, I feel like you're currently being viewed as somebody who always seems to get shortchanged when it does come to love, having the 6 of Cups and the 6 of Pentacles. Like you're somebody who's always wishing for the best. You're somebody who's always, hopeful, optimistic about, maybe a romantic connection or a positive future. But I feel like you're being viewed as somebody who never seems to get what they want when it comes to love. You get everything else other than what you're dreaming of, what you're desiring of. For others of you, I feel like this 6 of Cups and the 6 of Pentacles is you've actually got people who have in your past who are viewing you as somebody that they did ghost, that they did breadcrumb, that they did give you half of what you deserved. Because all of these other cards that have come out and asking the question, how are you being viewed, are highly positive. But I feel like the overall energy here is like you've got people viewing you about seeing you in a positive light, but actually not acting towards you in the correct manner. And even friends, I'm hearing, even friends have tried to like gaslight you, manipulate you, try and get you to like bow down to their desires, their needs, kind of dictate the friendship to you as well, is what I'm picking up. So if that resonates, then great, this would be considered your reading. Now, when I think about justice mixed with the high priestess, like you're definitely being viewed as somebody that could be seeking the truth, or you're a person who will seek the truth when you feel like something's being hidden from you. You're a person, I feel like, that's being viewed as somebody that will always weigh up the pros and cons, especially when information is being like highlighted to you. Once you find out secrets or information, you will then weigh up the pros and cons as to how maybe you will deal with that person. So some of you could be quite witchy, like some of you could be very much well known to work with magic, or very like big on karma. So justice to come out twice, I would say people are viewing you as somebody that is quite karmic for them. I feel like people who have done the wrong thing by you are viewing you as somebody that is very spiritually protected, and is somebody where they've received karma for the behavior that they are inflicted upon you. So you are being viewed here as somebody quite powerful, and especially with the Magician coming out, I feel like people from your past particularly are viewing how powerful your magic gifts actually are, and whether or not you're sitting around and conjuring, you know, horrible things to happen to these people, or it's just simply the universe, you know, stepping in for you. These people are definitely viewing you as somebody who is very spiritually connected, and probably it's a little too late to realize you're actually not meant to be messed with. I feel like you're being viewed as somebody that information can't be hidden. Like you are very psychic, you're very attuned to your higher self, or, you know, the other realm. So if they ever try and act in a inappropriate way, you will find out. So people are viewing you as somebody who is sort of like, I'm even hearing like a PI, private investigator. You're a person that information can't be hidden. You will always find out. And on top of it, it's like karma comes in to also protect you. Now, the Lovers and the Judgment card, I feel like in how you're being viewed, some of you, if you are dealing with anyone, you could be viewed as somebody that is currently in a special union. You're giving love a second chance, like you're putting the past behind you. For others of you, I kind of feel like you're being viewed as in the eyes of somebody else, maybe past lovers, I doubt it. But if you've been out recently, I feel like somebody is viewing you as a new love interest, like a second chance in love for them, maybe a rebirth for them. But there is a past energy to Judgment. So we do have the Six of Cups sort of ruling the overall energy. So you may actually have people in your past that are viewing you as somebody that they had a special union with. There was a lot of passion, a lot of romance, and they made the wrong choice, or a difficult choice affected the connection, which maybe they never told you with that High Priestess energy, but maybe you knew. I definitely feel like you're being viewed as somebody feeling like they're seeing the past in a new light. There's somebody having an awakening about how they feel about you, is also what I think is going on here. Now, it could have come around because you have new love interests and this person is picking up on that, but you're definitely being viewed as somebody who has a lot of, I guess, admirers, potential suitors around you, which can obviously impact how people treat you in relationships as well, I guess. It could also indicate with the Judgment and the Lovers, you could be viewed as somebody who does make bad judgment when it comes to your suitors. They could be viewing you as somebody that repeats the same mistakes, like you've yet to learn, like you keep choosing the wrong kinds of people. But I don't think there is such a thing. I think the people that we encounter is solely on the basis that we have lessons to learn. And you may think you've got your self-love and your self-worth down pat, but we don't. Like, I could even sit here and say, oh, like, I know my self-love and self-worth is a lot better than, 5-10 years ago. But is it at the best? No, still never. Like, that's something that you still need to work on. So maybe that's, and you will know that because of the kind of people that you keep bringing in or attracting. That is a really good indication of where your self-love and self-worth is at, because of the kind of people that come into your life and sort of how they behave, how they react. Are they very similar to past lovers? If they are, then obviously self-love, self-worth is still needing to be worked upon. I actually feel I don't know if I'm comfortable with, I don't know if it could be like the moon. Not the moon, maybe the chariot. Because, like, maybe, is it the chariot or the strength? I think I want to go with judgment and strength. So the strength card complemented with the judgment, it's sort of like how you're being viewed. Maybe it's like you're being viewed as somebody who is currently dealing with, life situations in a very different manner, because the strength card can talk about somebody letting things unfold naturally and somebody going with the flow, which can be quite challenging for them because they're not used to doing that. So you could be viewed as somebody that you've changed, like there's been inner growth because you're no longer like fixated or controlling a narrative of maybe romantic connections or friendships. You are like, if people show you who they are, you just pull your energy back, and you may still be struggling behind closed doors, pile one, but people aren't seeing that. So I feel like people view you as somebody that that you can't like, you're not reactive anymore. Like, you're like, when I think about the strength card, the lion is in a state of, well, depending, some decks, the lion can be quite chilled. But I get the impression like you've controlled your inner beast. You're being viewed as somebody that, like, if a relationship or a friendship's not working out, you're not reactive. You're not responding to it. You're just allowing things to, like, naturally unfold on behalf of the person who's ever, like, breadcrumbing you, doing you the wrong thing. I also feel you're quite dreamy. I feel strong Pisces energy, to be honest, but I feel like you have had inner growth. There has been an awakening in how you're dealing with, like, I guess, less fortunate situations or less fortunate treatment with the people around you, and they are viewing you in that light, like, oh, pile one's not reacting. Like, I said this to pile one and they haven't, like, fed into my, like, game. So they haven't fed into, whatever tactic that they are trying to push upon you. Yeah, the Magician card is a funny one. I'm just going to read it as the Magician. Like, I definitely feel, based on here, like, you're being viewed as somebody who wants a love. You are trying to manifest new love. You are trying to attract positive changes. You could be using every resource under the sun in order to, like, call in your soulmate, is how you're being viewed. So if you are working with magic, I just say that's all that is aligning with that message. If you're not working with magic. Maybe like with the magician here is like you're unable to manifest or attract what you are desiring. Like people are still viewing you as somebody who's still attracting manipulative energies towards you. Like you're not manifesting what is right for you. You're still manifesting what's sort of, I guess, wrong for you. So that's only going to apply, like, and it must have something to do with family. Like maybe you guys give people second chances that you shouldn't be giving second chances, because maybe there is this energy or element to the fact that you feel like there won't be somebody better. But take it as it resonates. You're either trying to attract positive change and it's happening, or you're struggling to attract what you are trying to manifest. So that's probably the best way of seeing that. And it has something to do with family. Like there is somebody around you viewing you as somebody who is either doing the right thing, calling in the right love interest, or you're not looking in the right places, or you're not doing the right things in order to manifest what is right for you. So that's going to look different for all of you, and like take it with a grain of salt. You're going to know if that resonates or not. And if it does resonate, that's great. If it doesn't, just let it go. Like you have all the resources to attract what you want. Like you have more than enough, but I feel like you're being viewed as somebody who may not be able to attract that one area of your life, which is a family life. It's a family union, something like along the lines of that. Maybe you don't want it too. You could be viewed as somebody who doesn't want it. You're happy to not manifest something like that. There's a lot going on in the imagery here. Because you've got the cup up here, but there's also a lion in the past. Like, I don't know, it kind of gives me the energy. You're being viewed as somebody who, like, there is past energy here. You could be viewed as somebody who has a lot of lovers in the past, like, or you're viewed as somebody who, there's a lot of past lovers that you're still holding onto, or maybe hoping that return. Like you could be viewed as that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that is what's happening. So just bear that in mind. And remembering this is a lot of like people from your past, I feel. I don't know what's going on here, but definitely if you feel comfortable to share with us, please do. I don't know. I think people might view you as somebody that has experienced a lot of manipulative, emotionally unbalanced lovers here. Like you have a lot of like romantic experiences in your past that resulted with dealing with like maybe abusers here. Bad judgment is also heavily linked with the Queen of Cups. So I just feel like you're being viewed as somebody who's made a lot of bad decisions when it comes to love in your past. And again, there's no such thing as a bad decision. Well, there is, but at the same time, like you only know what people are showing you, right? So if they weren't showing you that they were emotionally imbalanced or manipulative and then you fell for them, like Queen of Cups, to be represented or viewed as the Queen of Cups, you wear your heart on your sleeve, you fall in love really quickly, you probably have Cancer in Venus, and that just ruins your whole fucking life. But you're very loving, you're very nurturing. I believe you're very emotionally balanced, but when your romantic life gets jilted, I feel like you guys can have a tendency to take a little bit longer to get over those endings than the next person. And I get that. I really do, more than I can sit here and express. You could be being viewed as somebody that has strong feelings for somebody else, or some people from your past feel like you still have or still hold strong feelings for them. And if you do, and those people are never showing up for you and you kind of like leave them there, it's probably time that you start putting your magic into practice and cutting the fuck those people out your life. Like if they're never going to like come forward, pile one, and you kind of have them there waiting in the wing, that is going to hinder all future connections connections or current connections, because your soul is still feeling very connected. So cord cutting is definitely being invited here to consider. And removing these people, anyone who breadcrumbed you in the past, cut them the fuck out. Like, and just say, look, I wish you well on your journey, but this is hindering my path. This is hindering what I'm trying to bring forth into my life. And if it's love, we can't move on if we're still holding on to the past, especially holding on to people who breadcrumb us. So that is what I have for you. Let me know if that resonated. Sending all my love and light to you at this time, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. Let's find out how you are currently being viewed. King of Cups with a splash of Devil. We've got Queen of Pentacles. Lots of court cards. King of Wands with King of Cups. We've got the Death card blended with the Sun. And then we have Seven of Swords with the Seven of Cups. And then we've got the Hermit. That looks like, what's going on there? Kind of looks like the Hermit with the bows and arrows. It kind of gives me five of Swords energy, doesn't it? Or even like 10 of Swords. Arrows would be sort of more like wands, though. Looks really defeated, that Hermit. Okay, so before we get into it, shout out with your sign placement, strong Virgo and strong Scorpio. And then we've got King of Cups, so we'll just sort of look at that one. Here's Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, Sagittarius, again, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and then Aquarius and Scorpio. So take that as it resonates. Just bear with me. I'm just trying to look at imagery of the Rider-Waite to make sure. Yeah, it's the Hermit card. Seems like somebody's in battle, you know. Overall energy, how you being viewed? You could be viewed as somebody like when you're hurting or things haven't like really gone that well for you. I feel like the Hermit would indicate like how you're being viewed at this time is like maybe you are hurting, like maybe you've just come out of some sort of like really unfortunate experience and you're isolating yourself, right? You're unreachable. Like people could be trying to give you advice at the moment and you're ignoring the advice, right? It could even be tarot readers. Like you could be a person who's getting heaps of different tarot readers and they're all sort of saying the same thing, but you're ignoring it. Others of you, you know, you could be avoiding issues that are hurting you is what I'm actually more concerned with. You could be putting up with people in your life or situations that are genuinely hurting you and you're ignoring it, like you're isolating yourself. You're probably tapping into things to escape these situations. So it could be like remaining in connections with people that are not actually living up to your expectations or what you deserve, like giving you sort of the bare minimum. So I don't know if some of you came from pile 1. If you did, hey, it's no issue, obviously, but It kind of gives me a little bit of feeling like that. It could also indicate the Hermit, like you could be viewed as somebody where people have got little communication with you at the moment. You've been really emotionally distant, like really withdrawn because you're trying to figure out your next steps. So you could be viewed as somebody who does go into like a deep state of contemplation or reflection, introspection, when life is sort of serving you lemons as well. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're going through something now. It could just mean that you are trying to overcome something that has recently happened, or maybe you are sort of still processing that. There could even be somebody like how they're viewing you at the moment is they're needing to reflect on, you know, their friendship with you, your partnership, or that's what you're doing with them. But I feel distance and I feel heartbreak, and I also feel like confusion as well. So people are viewing you in a very like strong state of confusion, whether you're confused or they're very confused about like where this is heading, what's going to happen next. So if that resonates, let's get into it. So the King of Cups married up with the with the Devil. Look, I don't know, like the Devil with the King of Cups, sort of, maybe you're being viewed as somebody that has maybe got an unhealthy connection with somebody, or maybe somebody's viewing you as like you're causing problems for them, right? Somebody could be, so I feel like, because there's a lot of people here, so I don't know if you've got like people viewing you as somebody that they have really strong feelings for because they find you really loving, really wise, considerate, you're super mature, you come across emotionally stable, but they're the ones who sort of have this obsessive, controlling like tendency towards you. I also feel like you're viewed as somebody where people want to have open and honest connections with you. They have instant, strong feelings for you. But then, like, the temptation and the lust wears off, and these people's feelings or emotions change towards you. It could even indicate that you're aware of that, right? And you're trying to break free from those sorts of people. You are trying to overcome toxic influences, like people coming in, telling you everything you want to hear, and then sort of like exiting the connection without any like real reason as well. You're definitely being viewed as somebody that could be easily emotionally manipulated with these two cards combined. But I feel like you will know that, like you'll know if you can be easily emotionally manipulated. And I feel like there are people around you, you're being viewed as somebody where you probably can't do this to you anymore. Because you are in that hermit energy. So you're not feeding into people's like games or mind manipulation tactics. So I definitely feel like you're being viewed as somebody that either needs boundaries when it comes to matters of the heart, or you actually have boundaries in place now against these sorts of people. Like you've had enough. Like that's the kind of energy like you've done now. Like I know there is quite a few of you in my audience that you're like, fuck relationships. So maybe you guys have picked this pile and that is why you're being viewed in this light. So moving to the Queen of Pentacles, who was she sort of blended in with? It could be like the Queen of Wands, because she's sort of looking, because the Queen of Pentacles normally faces to looking to the right, I guess, and looking down, where she's looking the way that the Queen of Wands looks. And she's also sitting on a similar chair to the Queen of Wands. So I'd say it's Queen of Pentacles married up with the Queen of Wands. So in that sense, I definitely feel like I can understand why you attract these King of Cups, like married up with the devil kind of character. And I would say it's solely on the basis of you being viewed as the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. So I think you may attract very wounded individuals who can see that you're looking for a long, stable connection, like you're dating with intention, you're seeking a very loyal partner, but you're very successful and you're very practical, you're very responsible and loyal, right? You're very exciting, you're fun, you're really bold, like you like taking charge, you're very confident, you're super attractive and charismatic. And I feel like you're viewed in this light, which is great, but I think it makes sense to consider what the energy we're picking up with the King of Cups and the Devil. I don't feel like people view you in that light pole too. What I do is I feel like people in that energy view you as somebody where they can kind of come in and play games with you and manipulate you and kind of control you. And it's solely on the basis that they do see you in this Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands light. Because Queen of Wands, they do crave attention, like they like attention, and it can be unhealthy attention. You're not going to know it's unhealthy attention until you've fallen in love with them. You're like, fuck, this person's actually a piece of shit. Yeah, I just feel like you're definitely viewed as somebody who's got money in the bank, but you're like, and you could also be being viewed as somebody who's working on some form of stardom as well here. So you may be viewed as somebody who's oblivious to toxic energies coming towards you because you're focusing on money and maybe it could be some form of fame. So it allows people to fly under the radar where they come in and sort of use you for their benefit, and then they move on to their next victim, or they move on because you realize that they're not offering you a long, stable, committed relationship. So that's sort of what I'm getting with that. So then we have the King of Wands with the King of Cups. Yeah, that just seems like you're being viewed as somebody who's like, I feel like there's a fish here and then the boat. It's like you're viewed as somebody who, you could be viewed as somebody who's hard to catch, but you're not, like you're very patient as well. So you might come across to people that you are hard to catch, but in fact you're not. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's sort of what I'm picking up. You could be viewed as somebody who can be easily dominated and controlled, right? You could also be viewed as somebody, if it's not you that can be dominated and controlled, people might actually view you as the one who has very controlling energy, somebody who wants to dominate, somebody who has hot-tempered, lacks sort of discipline or something, but I don't really pick up on that vibe. I just feel like there's people around you who see you as the person that you are, and you got to think we have 7 of Cups and 7 of Swords there, so people view you as somebody that it's easy to run like strategy upon you. Like I feel like you're being viewed as somebody who could be a little bit naive, so please be careful and please don't be upset by this. It's rather more of an important message to protect you, and it's weird to even say that, and Sweety rocks up. If you meet people, you fall for them, and then they out on you, like I would say this message is specifically for you. Like you're being viewed as somebody where people can come in like a wrecking ball and then fucking bail, is what I feel. I feel like because emotionally manipulation is heavily linked with the King of Cups, but the King of Wands, like you're being viewed as somebody that can be dominated, controlled, and you could be viewed as somebody that people can provoke you to get a hot-tempered attitude or reaction out of you, right? Which can kind of like link in with that lacking discipline and self-control, so not reacting to poor treatment. So I kind of feel like with this pile, people view you as somebody that like they can probe you and prod you like a bear to get the worst person out of you and then make them the victim. So just be mindful, that's very narcissistic tendencies. That's like you're definitely around sociopaths, psychopaths even. So you're definitely being viewed as easily read, I would say, easily manipulated, and you possibly, because the Queen of Cups isn't here, I wouldn't say you fall in love super easy, but the King of Cups, they can have a tendency to fall in love easy. So then we had the Death with the Sun card. How are you being viewed? I'm going to just sit there and show you back, are you? So it's the Death complemented with the Sun. So you could be viewed as somebody that, you know, it's time, a need for change. Like this could be friendship energy coming through here. Like you're such a happy, positive, fun person to be around. Like you deserve to be in a positive relationship. You know, you're a person who can seem to attract abundance and opportunities maybe outside of your romantic life here. But you may have a tendency to end relationships and then rebirth them again, is what I feel. So this might not be friends. This could be like, you know, these suitors who try and do the wrong thing by you. And the wrong thing could simply be like leading you on to thinking that the relationship's going to unfold, but in fact it actually doesn't. And then when you finally sort of inquire after like several months or something, then that's when they say, oh, they're not feeling it or whatever. And so then you feel like you've wasted several months or whatever, several years for some of you. So I feel like you are being viewed as somebody that will take people back. Like the Sun card gives me strong and elements of like you forgive people very easily, like you always give people the benefit of the doubt, but that kind of comes in. I see the Fool in my mind's eye, so I feel like you're being viewed as somebody who's super forgiving, and like if you've had a good time with them and it wasn't like super messy, aggressive or like abusive stuff, like you tend to take people back. You bring them in your life again and you'll give them another shot. So it's like you're being viewed as somebody that after a relationship ends, a new phase will begin with that person. At least this is how these romantic suitors maybe feel about you. Like, I don't have to give pile 2 what they're looking for because I'll just say, let's be friends, something like that. And because we have good fun time together, blah, 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 they'll still want me around. So that will fill their void of boredom or whatever. So just bear that in mind. Other ways we can look at the Death with the Sun card is like people are viewing you as somebody that needs to transform themselves in order to bring better happiness and love and light into their life as well here. Like it could be the fact that you resist ending relationships or connections with people, which is actually creating blockages in your happiness. It creates setbacks as well. So there is a friendship vibe here. I always look at the Sun card as a friendship energy. Like there are people around you thinking like, why do they still have this person in their life when they've never actually married up to what they desire in a romantic partner, is sort of the vibe I'm picking up there. And then to close out your reading with the 7 of Cups and the 7 of Swords. So I'd say it's 7 of Cups to 7 of Swords based off the imagery. Yeah, I just feel like you're being viewed as somebody who has a lot of confusions about a current relationship you're in. And the reason why that would be is because this person either like, it could be the fact you're viewed as somebody who has trust issues, or it could be the fact that there is a person that you're dealing with who's hiding something. They're being quite deceptive, which is creating confusion for you. If that's not resonating, then I kind of feel like You could be in some kind of situationship at the moment, so you're being viewed as somebody who's unsure what to do. You know, you could be idolizing a person that you are exploring. Mm. Or it could be simply like you're in this energy, like you could be being viewed as somebody who's exploring other options, you're dating multiple people, or at least you've been deceptive and you're saying that when you're not. That's probably more the energy I'm picking up. Like you're being viewed as somebody who says that you're seeing other people, but in fact that you're not. And you could be utilizing that tactic to see if this person that you're dealing with will react or respond to that. You could also be viewed here as maybe like you're viewed as somebody, like I feel like it aligns with the other energy that come through, is like you're viewed as somebody who refuses to see the illusion of what people's true intentions are. It's like a meme I saw the other day, and it was like, the therapist said, "Didn't you see the red flags?" And like the thing goes, "Oh, I thought it was a carnival." Like that kind of mentality is sort of what's coming through. Like you're being viewed as somebody who refuses to see the illusion of what it is. Like you're refusing to see people's actions clearly. And I guess the consequences for their behavior towards you is like left you in this like hermit energy is what I feel like, being defeated, or depleted. But that's what I've got for you guys. Sorry that seems a bit dark, but hopefully that has not hindered and helped. Let me know down in the comments if you feel comfortable to share with us. But sending all my love and light to you. Bye. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Let's see how you are currently being viewed. So we've got the Nine of Swords with the Knight of Wands. We've got the Six of Wands with the Six of Swords. We've got the Moon with, looks like, the Lovers. We've got the Four of Wands in the Four of Cups energy. I'd say that is the Magician with the High Priestess. And that Three of Wands, look, kind of gives me like Three of Cups energy, to be honest. Quick shout out with star sign placements, I should say. We've got Gemini, we have Cancerian energy, we have Aries, we've got Pisces, we've got Aquarius, not Aquarius. Isn't it funny? I don't know. The Moon card I might have to cover up because they've got their behinds, but yeah, the Moon card kind of reminds me like Lovers with the Devil. So I'd say it's more about the Lovers, but they're broken free. I don't know. This is interesting. I haven't... Anyway, let's get into it. Three of Cups with the Three of Wands, or Three of Wands with the Three of Cups. Like there's three people clearly sitting in that photo waiting, ready for the next steps, waiting to hear back. You could be dealing with long distance connections. You could be somebody who is waiting for a celebration to come up. You could be going to a wedding, you could be reconnecting, you could be starting to date and mingle with people. So you could have a lot of people in the wing here. But I definitely feel like there's more of a high vibrational energy to this pile in comparison to the others. So I do feel like you're ready for what's next to come. I feel like you are open, to receiving. You're feeling quite positive about yourself, very optimistic about yourself. So whether or not you've recently reconnected with somebody that lives afar from you, or you've just decided, okay, I'm going to put myself back out there, I feel like that's what's going on. Some of you could be seeing like 3 people here. Or it could simply just be talking about you making plans with family and friends and whatnot. Alrighty, so when I think about the 9 of Swords with the 9 of Wands, how you're being viewed. Based off that overall energy, I just kind of feel like the 9 of Wands and the 9 of Swords is giving me the vibe like you've done the healing. You're no longer anxious or fearful about like putting yourself out there. You're a person that is ready to trust again. You're letting your guard down is sort of the vibe I'm picking up based off the initial energy. You could have been in a state before like you were unable to cope, you're needing help, like you're having trust issues with friends, family, even lovers. But I feel like you're being viewed as somebody who's really put in the work to overcome like anxieties or stress, whether or not that was just in one area of your life or in multiple as well here. It's not to say that you're still not on guard. I definitely feel like you're being viewed as somebody who's got healthy boundaries finally set in place. And it was probably something that took a while. You're going to put yourself back out there, but at the same time, you're going to be a realist about it. So the 6 of Wands and the 6 of Swords gives me the impression that yeah, I think you're being viewed as somebody that has overcome hurdles and you're finally moving away from things that no longer serve you. I definitely feel you're being recognized in a significant way with all the hard work you have put in. So I kind of feel like you're being viewed as somebody that has probably gone through a lot, but you're on the other side of it now is how I feel with these initial cards. Like you're ready for a new start, you're planning on moving on. Some of you are relocating, like you're actually getting on a plane and departing somebody to somewhere else. For others of you, you're being viewed as somebody that, you're ready to take a journey towards stability and security with a certain person, or at least that's how that person feels. So that's quite positive. You're definitely moving away from situations that create or cause an imbalance within you, within your life, and you're no longer remaining in like toxic cycles is what I feel with that 6 of Wands and 6 of Swords. Like I'm really drawn to the scales on the back of the cape. You could be somebody who's about to go and travel many countries as well, because there seems to be a cultural difference with those 3 people. There's 3 people here. So I don't know if you're moving away from one person taking action towards another. It could be that. I feel like with the moon here corresponds with I feel like the devil a little bit. Yeah, I just kind of feel like with the moon, like you're no longer wearing rose-colored glasses when it comes to unhealthy behaviors or unhealthy connections. You're no longer remaining on cycles that no longer serve you. Like you've broken free from patterns is what I'm hearing. I also feel like you're being viewed as somebody that won't ignore their intuition anymore. They won't ignore the signs. They won't ignore the truth of a situation or a person. or at least this is somebody that you could have been dealing with quite deceptive, and how they're viewing you at this time is like you're no longer giving them another chance. Like you're no longer going to see if they'll do better, if they'll come forth and be a better version of themselves. Like, I feel like the moon and the devil, it could indicate you're being viewed as somebody that, you know, definitely had a lot of trust issues because you've dealt with a lot of unhealthy connections. You know, there's been a lot of toxic experiences presented to you, and I feel like now you're breaking free of that. With the whole healing energies, how you're being viewed. The Four of Cups with the Four of Wands gives me the impression like you're being viewed. Hang on, back here with these people naked on the ground crawling, I feel like you're being viewed as somebody where people still want to try and shoot their shot with you from your past. So just bear that in mind. All right, you definitely being viewed as somebody like if you've finally done the healing and you've got your shit together, just be mindful. Psychopaths may re-enter your life and try and fucking rock your boat again. So it's best to just, you know, keep them blocked if they deserve to be blocked, and ignore calls, don't message back, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, the Four of Cups with the Four of Wands, you're definitely being viewed. Maybe you're already doing that. You know, people, psychopaths are coming back from your past, and you're like shielding yourself from it, and they're like, hey, you want to come and have a rendezvous, and you're like, oh, please stop, just pretend I'm not here. I feel like you're those people who are like, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me, or you'll like pick up your phone when you go out to the shop because you don't want somebody to talk to you, like you'll pretend you're talking on the phone, something like that. But the Four of Wands with the Four of Cups, like you are not interested. Like I feel like you're being viewed as somebody who's very disconnected to whoever's trying to connect with you. People are viewing you as like they're trying to get your attention. They're trying to like invite you out to maybe parties, to celebrations, and you are totally ignoring them, is what I feel with the Four of Cups and that Four of Wands. Like you're very disinterested. People are viewing you as somebody that you're very disinterested in them. You have disconnected from them, maybe most likely because they weren't offering some kind of stable, committed relationship here. People could be viewing you as somebody who is focused on the past because of the lack of harmony or imbalance maybe they presented to you here as well. I don't know. I definitely feel like you're being viewed as somebody that there are people around you who've got renewed interest in you, like they've had a change of heart and they want to, I don't know, they want to open up lines of communication with you again. And I think you've got some delusional people in your energy pile 3 where they're actually feeling optimistic that they would be able to shoot their shot with you again. Just bear in mind these people plan on using strategy and face-to-face strategy. So I don't see them coming through on social media. I actually see them in my third eye, like having an opportunity to catch you out in public is like how they will present themselves, because you can't ignore them, you can't run away from them. It will be in an environment these people will come forth. You might work with these people as well. And I feel like what I'm seeing, like how you're being viewed is if they pitch the whole idea, like, you know, an elevator pitch, that's what I see is going to happen. And I feel like they're going to talk about how you need to work together better, like in order to overcome like the obstacles. And that's the reason why a connection or a friendship maybe didn't work out. So this is a bit wild. It feels like more of a prediction. You're definitely viewed, because the Four of Cups, it's definitely telling us you're viewed as somebody who's going through the motions of something and you're not open to new opportunities. Maybe you're just open to doing stuff with friends and family. Yeah, I don't know. I think somebody views you as somebody that was wishing for more. They didn't offer it. You got bored. You got disinterested in what they were offering because you were wanting that stable, committed relationship. So then you disconnected with them. That's how someone who's watching this, somebody in the audience, is being viewed. And instead of like working on the connection or trying to bring in harmony or balance, you've just ghosted them, is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing I had enough. Like, why you can't just keep pursuing somebody that isn't giving you what you've asked for, right? So the Magician and the High Priestess as how you're being viewed. So it can be looked as like you're being viewed as somebody who's trying to manifest new love. You're trying to attract positive changes. You're definitely trying to attract people who, I guess, aren't red flags is probably a good way of putting it. I don't know. I do feel like you have toxic energy around you. People are viewing you as somebody like that. They can manipulate your energy a little bit here. That they can sort of get you to ignore your intuition. They can like kind of come towards you in a deceitful way. Because you do open up quite easily for some of you. For others of you, I feel like how you're being viewed, I don't know, there is a secret admirer energy to the High Priestess. Just be careful. You could have done heaps of work trying to stop, I guess, attracting manipulative energies. But I feel like you have people around you where secrets or knowledge have been revealed to them about maybe how you connect with your intuition. So the thing I think the message coming through, and something I've never really thought about, people probably go and research on how to like confuse and manipulate a person who's highly intuitive. I'm sure there's probably something online about how to twist things, like how to get them like not reading into their intuition. I feel like this applies to you guys, so just be mindful. Like somebody's viewing you as highly intuitive. You can't hide information from you. You'll be able to read unexpressed feelings and thoughts, like with little to no communication. So I feel like how they're viewing you is like they have to come towards you in a way that's not going to scream red flag. They're going to have to come towards you looking like they're opening up and they're open and they're available, but in fact that they're not. You're definitely being viewed as somebody that someone knows that they're not right for you. So maybe you're dealing with somebody that you're exploring a connection with them, pile 3, and this person is viewing you knowing that they're not right for you. So just be careful with that. I don't understand what's going on in the world, to be honest. There seems to be a lot of like weird shit going on in the dating scene, in the romantic scene. It really doesn't make any sense. But that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what your story is if you feel comfortable to share with us. But sending all my love and light to you at this time. Bye.